All right, so welcome to Blockchain Tech and Finance News with me, your host KinToshi. If you're on the YouTube side, please do subscribe, turn on the bell notifications. Again, right here to Blockchain Tech and Finance News every day here at best 7:30 a.m. EDT time and Saturdays at 11:30 a.m. EDT time. Also, you can check out KinSAMURAI on OpenSea and Foundation for my NFT art. Follow me on TikTok, KinToshi Follow me on Instagram, KinToshi and follow on Twitch, KinToshi. All right, I'm just going to grab the stream up. So I can see you're in the chats there. You jump in, chat. I'm going to share this out, and we're going to start reading the news here very, very soon. I'm going to start with the market. So this is on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, streaming here live. Again, you can share this out, give a retweet, and put your comments in the chat. And I'll feature it right here on the stream over on the side over there. Put your questions. If it's noteworthy, you'll see it right up here. All right, so again, I'm going to stream this. I'm going to share this stream out. To Blockchain Tech and Finance News. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. All right. I'm trying not to put dead air in here, right? But just got to make the rounds, share the stream out, open up the chat, check my audio levels briefly. All right. Great. Everything's great. So also on the Twitter side, I can see your chats there as well. Again, here we are, Blockchain Tech and Finance News on the new day, live weekday, 7:30 a.m. and Saturdays, 11:30 a.m. EDT time. I got a slew of news here, we're going to start with blockchain news, crypto news, some NFT news, a piece of tech news, and some general finance news. First, we're going to start with the market conditions, right? Where is the status of Bitcoin and all that jazz? So let's go on right on into it. This is not where I want to be. Here we go. Why do you keep bringing me over here? Trying to bring up the US. It always brings me over to their charts. So I'm just going to let this load for a moment. Again, I can see your chats in there. Let me know how you're doing. We got 5 minutes. So basically, I start reading the news at 7:30, 7:25 right now. And you can jump in, put your chats in. Let me know how your day is going, all things of that nature. Try and bring up the US here. Here we go. All right, let's go. We got the US markets Dow up 0.188%, S&P 500 up 0.197%, NASDAQ up 2.05%, the global Dow down 0.13%, gold is down 0.72%, and oil is up 0.34%. In the Europe markets, we got the FTSE 100 down 0.84%, the DAX down 1.20%, the CAC 40 down 0.12%, FTSE MIB down 1.59%, IBEX 35 down 1.43%, and the Stock 600 down 1.36%. In the Asia markets, we have the Asia Dow up 0.41%, the Nikkei 225 up 0.95%. Hang Seng down 0.49%. Shanghai down 0.13%. Sensex down 0.33%. And Singapore down 0.04%. And the Forex, we got the euro up 0.05%. The yen up 0.37%. The pound down 0.11%. Australia dollar down 0.38%. The DXY index down up 0.2%. And the WSJ IDX up 0.11%. And the rates, we have the US 10-year up 0.0957. Germany 10-year up 0.1510. Italy 10-year up 0.1095. The Spain 10-year up 0.0901. The UK 10-year up 0.1710. The Japan 10-year up 0.0079. In the futures market, we have the DGIF down 0.51%. The S&P F down 0.69%. The NASDAQ F down 0.10%. Down 1.10%. The gold down 0.69%. Silver down 1.10%. And crude oil up 0.40%. In the crypto markets, we have Bitcoin and the USD value $19,476 per BTC, down 0.46%. Ethereum $1,336.44, down 0.87%. XRP and USD value 0.44, up 0.38%. Bitcoin Cash up 0.18%. Litecoin USD up 0.32%. And Monero and USD up 0.67%. So the first piece of news I have here for the day is from Cointelegraph. And this is in blockchain news. So BlackRock Newest ETF invests in 35 blockchain-related companies. This is from writer Luke. So BlackRock's newest ETF invests in 35 blockchain-related companies. We believe digital assets and blockchain technologies are going to become increasingly relevant for our clients, said BlackRock ETF product strategist Omar Mufti. BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, has just launched a new exchange-traded fund ETF to provide European customers with exposure to the blockchain industry, while reports indicate a metaverse-focused ETF may be on the way. The new blockchain ETF launched on September 27th is called iShares. It's called the iShares Blockchain Technology UCITS ETF. BlackRock said 75% of its holdings consist of blockchain companies such as miners and exchanges, while the other 25% are companies that support the blockchain ecosystem. The fund includes 35 global companies out of a total of 50 holdings, which also includes a fiat cash and derivatives, but does not directly invest into cryptocurrencies. BLKC marks the latest of a series of moves into the digital asset space for BlackRock, with the most recent being the launch of a private spot Bitcoin trust on August 11th. In September 9th, report from Finextra, product strategist for thematic and sector ETFs at BlackRock, Omar Mufti, said the ETF will allow our clients the opportunity to engage with global companies leading the development of the emerging blockchain ecosystem, adding, "We believe digital assets and blockchain technologies are going to become increasingly relevant for our clients as use cases develop in scope, scale, and complexity." The top 5 holdings in the fund are Coinbase 3.20%, USD Cash 13%, fintech firm Block 11.4%, crypto mining firms Marathon Digital Holdings and Riot Blockchain. They have 11.13%, and Riot Blockchain, they have 10.5% on those holdings. Other holdings includes 23 IT companies, 6 financial companies, and 1 industrials company and 1 communications company, with 50 holdings in total as of September 28th. However, a Bloomberg report on September 29th suggests that BlackRock may be working on another ETF focused on the metaverse called the iShares Future Metaverse Tech and Communications ETF. The report said that the fund's fees and ticker are not yet listed, but might include firms that have products or services tied to virtual platforms, social media, gaming, digital assets, augmented reality, and more. The Metaverse ETF follows insights published on February 14th from BlackRock Technology Opportunities Fund co-portfolio manager Reed Menge, who labeled the Metaverse a revolution in the making. On August 4th, Coinbase announced that it had entered into partnership with BlackRock and appeared to be reaping the rewards of the partnership with its high weighting in BLKC. The partnership gives institutional investors the ability to access crypto through its Coinbase Prime service. This is BlackRock's newest ETF, invests in 35 blockchain-related companies, 1 being Coinbase. Next piece of news we have here is also blockchain-related. So, Sega has announced its first blockchain game. This is from writer Chris Scullion for Video Games Chronicle. This will be the first Sega title to use the controversial technology. Sega has announced a partnership that will see the development of the first blockchain game using its IP. Make sure everything's up here on the stream. Okay, cool. As reported by 4Gamer, the deal with Japanese blockchain company Double Jump Tokyo will result in the development of a new game based on Sega's popular Sengokushi Tyson. Take this ad off there. Sengokushi Tyson series. Sengokushi Tyson is a real strategy time game, which is mostly played in Japanese arcades and sees players collecting physical cards, which they can then place on the playing area to make them appear in the game. The new title, which will be developed by Double Jump Tokyo, with Sega landing the use of its IP, will use blockchain technology, but it's not yet been made clear as to how this will work, though it may involve using it to record the ownership of each card. Release data and platform information for the game have yet to be confirmed, but depending on when it's released, it may be the first blockchain game made with Sega's involvement. Data stored on a blockchain is a form of digital ledger, effectively allows users to own, buy, and sell digital items such as in-game items or artwork. Mention of the tech surge last year when many major companies and celebrities launched their own initiatives, including Nike and McDonald's. Numerous game companies have also started selling digital items as NFTs, including Konami and Atari, though this has attracted criticism from some due to the format's high carbon footprint and what may perceive to be cynical implementation. Sega has been seemingly toying with the idea of blockchain and NFT technology for a while now. In January, it registered a trademark for Sega NFT a week after CEO Haruki Satomi appeared to have cooled on the idea, somewhat acknowledging the current negativity around the NFT landscape. So Sega NFT. Sega recently registered the trademark for Sega NFT and has suggested it may link to incorporating NFTs in its Super Game project. So Sega says it will ditch NFTs if it's perceived as a simple money-making scheme. There's another article here. In an interview on Sega's own website in April, producer Masayoshi Kikuchi also stated his belief that NFTs were likely to be a part of the gaming landscape in the future. Gaming has a history of expansion through the connection of various cultures and technologies. Kikuchi said, for example, it's either Kikuchi or Kikochi. For example, social networking and game video viewing are recent examples. It is a natural extension for the future of gaming that will expand to involve new areas such as cloud gaming and NFT. So you heard it here. Sega has announced its first blockchain game. Again, I'll have all of these news stream recaps on the YouTube video side, so you can read through and do your own due diligence or reading at your own leisure. And also, leave your chats and comments in the chat and have them featured up here if you'd like. This other one is also from Cointelegraph about gaming. This is from writer Brian Quarmby. Blockchain gamers surge as users attempt stacking crypto. This is sourced through DApp Radar. That's tracking dApps, decentralized applications and games on the blockchain. It's basically tracking the use case through DApp Radar. How many users are using this on a daily and whatnot. Despite the FUD, blockchain games surged in active users in September, while Gods on Chain cracked the top 10 in terms of total NFT sales volumes of all projects. User activity on blockchain gaming decentralized applications dApps surged in September, with a host of games posting significant increases in the number of active users. According to the data from DApp Radar, 7 out of 10 games in terms of the number of unique wallet addresses interacting with dApp's smart contracts increased over the past 30 days, with all of the top 5 games being in the green during that time frame. At the time of writing, the dApps registering growth in the period include Web3 gaming platform GameMeta and blockchain based games Alien World, Solitaire Blitz, Benji Bananas, and Splinterlands, Farmer's World, and Arc 8 by Gamey. In a September 27th blog post, DApp Radar noted that 8 of the current top 10 blockchain games are mobile first, which could eventually bring millions of users to the blockchain, noting DApp games like Gameta, Benji Bananas, Upland, and Trickshot Blitz let anyone with a mobile device earn crypto with little prior knowledge, investment, or risk. I will say this, I read this, Apple is actually imposing a 30% kind of like fee on blockchain and NFT based type apps. Using daily activities like hyper casual mobile games as a hook ensures users find fun once they interact, while solid tokenomics can encourage everyday use as a retention, it added. DApp said one of the possible reasons for a rise in popularity of blockchain games despite the bear market is the idea of bleed in the bear and run in the bull. The idea of stacking crypto and investments in a bear market pays off in the bull and is almost proven at this point. The biggest uptick in users came from Animoca brands Benji Bananas Polygon, which saw a 2,016.54% increase over the past 30 days. Notably, this game was a Web 2 mobile game app until March this year. Animoca then introduced play-to-earn P2E elements via the Bored Ape Yacht Club affiliated ApeCoin, which, while it's unclear what specifically saw the number of Benji Bananas users increase by so much, it did host a P2E gaming event this month that offered a series of valuable in-game NFTs to the winners. Out of the top 10 games, only Axie Infinity, Trickshot Blitz, and Upland saw decreases over the past 30 days. The increase of blockchain gamers this month comes as publications such as Bloomberg note in a September 28th article that the highly correlated NFT market trading frenzy is almost dead. It points to overall NFT trading volumes dropping 97% since January as evidence of such. As Animoca Brands co-founder Yat Siu pointed out via Twitter on September 30th, purely looking at the metric of NFT sales volume doesn't necessarily paint the whole picture in NFTs or gaming. Siu highlighted that NFT prices have generally declined in accordance with the price of their paired assets such as Ether, ETH, while many gamers that don't often grab the headlines require NFTs that are relatively cheap. He instead emphasized that user activity and the number of people entering Web3 is where the focus should be. Gods Unchained breaks the top 10 NFT sales. Meanwhile, the NFT-based card battle game Gods Unchained has seen its NFT sales volume creep into the top 10 of NFT sales volume over the last 30 days, according to CryptoSlam. Gods Unchained has seen 337.25% increase over the past 30 days to sit at $10.8 million at the time of writing. This marks the first time the game has seen NFT sales top $10 million since January and after a very slow February and August period. I've known about Gods Unchained for maybe 4 or 5 years now. 4 years at least. Reasons behind this could be due to a discussion of a Season 2 upgrade to improve the game and lore in the works, and GameStop offering free NFT packs to pro members this month. Meanwhile, an esports tournament with a $70,000 prize pool was also announced at the start of this week. Gods Unchained has also seen a significant increase in active users over the past 30 days, gaining 28.5% to sit at around 14,180, according to DApp Radar. The game still has a long way to catch up to top 10, however, as its user count places it at 28th. Right, so you heard it here. Blockchain gamers surge as users attempt stacking crypto. The P2E model. Still very early in that model as well. This article is from CoinDesk. California moves forward to allow vital records to be issued on blockchain. This is from writer Jesse Hamilton for CoinDesk in the policy sector. California moves forward to allow vital records to be issued on blockchain. Governor Gavin Newsom signed a law this week that establishes a blockchain option for delivering individuals records such as birth and marriage certificates. Californians will have the option of a blockchain-based delivery of their vital records after a new law was approved, establishing the technology as an integral part of state record keeping. So if you're a developer, go ahead and start rolling out those blockchain-based application builds for record keeping vital records. The state has been wrestling with a number of cryptocurrency proposals, and though Governor Gavin Newsom vetoed a crypto licensing and regulation bill this week, seen as a possible West Coast version of New York's BIT license, he approved another on Wednesday that instructs county record offices to allow for the use of blockchain technology and verifiable credentials. The technology will be established in the distribution of birth, death, and marriage records, allowing PDFs to be sent immediately rather than using a typical 10-day postal delivery. The bill, introduced by California State Senate Robert Hertzberg, represents a test of a blockchain in an essential governmental function in the most populous U.S. state. This secure and highly convenient process will allow the average person to access their vital records and show California is leading the way for innovation, Hertzberg said in a statement to CoinDesk on Thursday. When arguing the merits of the bill to Senate last month. Hertzberg said this is not only a faster, cheaper, and more efficient delivery methods, saving Californians both time and money, but it is also much more secure as blockchain is nearly impossible to hack. Also this week in the U.S. Senate bill, also this week in the U.S. Senate bill is a U.S. Senate in this what? Also this week in the U.S. Senate, a bill to set up a governmental task force on digital identity cleared the Senate Homeland Security Committee. The legislation, also reflected by a similar effort in the House, is meant to advance work at the federal and state levels toward setting up interoperable government-approved digital identities. The Bank Policy Institute said the effort would improve security and enhance customer convenience. So you heard it there. California moves forward to allow vital records to be issued on the blockchain. Let's keep going. This next one is very interesting to me, and I will be researching this much further. ETHW surges as Binance launches Ethereum proof-of-work mining pool. Binance warned that supporting ETHW on Binance pool does not guarantee the asset. Cryptocurrency exchange Binance today announced an Ethereum proof-of-work ETHW mining service for its users. Binance, for those who take part in the ETHW pool, will not be charged a fee until late October 29th. Mining pools are formed when groups of crypto miners want to share resources to allow other miners to work with them and collectively have a better chance of processing a transaction. Binance gives its users a chance to join pools with a service called Binance Pool. Binance launches the Ethereum proof-of-work ETHW mining pool. Mine ETHW with Binance Pool and enjoy zero fees on all your earnings. ETHW surged as the cryptocurrency. ETHW surged at the news. The cryptocurrency at the time of writing was trading for $12.21, a 12% increase over the prior 24 hours. Earlier today, it was a high. It was as high as $12.72 per token, according to CoinGecko. ETHW is a new asset that was born out of Ethereum's merge earlier this month. I was going to wonder, is there going to be a protocol of Ethereum or some sort of old-based Ethereum proof of work that's going to continue on? And this is what we're going to see. It's going to continue on. It does not change a thing on the carbon footprint. I'll say that. Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency by market cap, moved over to proof of stake in a long-anticipated transition known as the merge. The long and well-publicized switch to the new consensus mechanism made the cryptocurrency far more energy efficient by eliminating the need for miners and replacing them with validators who instead stake cryptocurrency and do not use expensive and energy-intensive machines to secure the network. But ahead of the merge, prominent Chinese miner Chandler Guo launched a campaign to oppose the merge because he wanted to keep miners in work. And I already had basically 99% on my mind that was going to take place. The result was ETHW, a completely new cryptocurrency via a hard fork which still uses proof of work mining. To me, it's like, all right, it's just something that's going to be mined. And I get there's going to be smart contracts on it and whatnot like that. But we've all migrated over to ETH proof of stake, so... In announcing its ETHW mining pool, Binance noted, in order to protect Binance users, ETHW will go through the same strict listing review process as Binance does for any other coin token. Supporting ETHW on Binance pool does not guarantee the listing of ETHW. So there's a hard fork of the Ethereum chain. I've seen this before. People don't agree with a network upgrade, a network merge or split or fork, in result, the chain forks, and so there's like two chains, but they're both operating on different leverages. All of us right now are on proof of stake Ethereum, and there's been a hard fork of ETHW where that will continue with the mining process. Typically, it's just people mining and selling ETHW at this point. This next article is from New York Times. Ezra Klein podcast with Vitalik Buterin. I don't know if this will let me read this. New York Times, it's kind of like slowing. It doesn't. It's limited free articles. No, let's go. We're going to skip this one. So this from CNBC. Make it. Only about 30% of millennials are comfortable investing in crypto, down from about 50% in 2021. The shine has come off these coins. This is from writer Cheyenne Devon, writer for CNBC. Make it. Cryptocurrency popularity with American investors is on the decline. In 2022, only about 21% of Americans feel comfortable investing in cryptocurrency, according to Bankrate's September survey. That's down from 35% in 2021. Although the comfort levels dropped with investors across generational lines, the decrease was steepest among millennials. Nearly 30% of American investors between the ages of 26 and 41 feel comfortable in 2022, compared to nearly 50% in 2021. The decline is unsurprising, considering nearly $2 trillion has been wiped off the entire crypto market since November 2021. Traders of an asset are fair weather fans, with the major cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ethereum down more than 70% from their all-time highs. It's little wonder that the shine has come off these coins. James Royale, principal reporter at Bankrate, tells CNBC Make It. Declining crypto prices don't help the cause of attracting more people to crypto, he adds. Initially, many young investors' interest in crypto was due to the lottery ticket atmosphere, where it appeared you could make a lot of money quickly. Royal says many young investors don't understand what they're buying, but they can see the price going up, so they want in. However, the price of the popular digital currencies such as Bitcoin have struggled to reach their 2021 highs. Bitcoin has been trading between 18,000 and 25,000 since June, down from its record highs of over 65,000 in November 2021. The only way you can make money on it is by selling it to someone who's more optimistic or foolish than you are, Royal says. This guy's just parroting Warren Buffett, actually. I'll tell you that much. This is what Warren Buffett says right here. He's just parroting that. For this reason, he adds, crypto shouldn't be considered as traditional investment. It's more like you're buying an arcade token and hoping someone will. He's just like I seriously want to stop reading because he's like ripping off Warren Buffett's words. At least you could say Warren Buffett said this. Oh, he did say. Oh, sorry. All right, I'm getting ahead of myself now, right? It's more like you're buying an arcade token and hoping someone will pay you more for it later. It's for this reason that legendary investors such as Warren Buffett won't have anything to do with cryptocurrency, he says. Yeah, okay, but still, you basically just ripped off his words and changed a word or two here. But Warren Buffett actually said this. This is what Warren Buffett's saying, not what Royal's saying. Royal's just parroting what Warren Buffett is saying. Cryptocurrency is considered to be a highly volatile asset that is subject to unpredictable fluctuations in price. Financial experts typically advise against investing more money into cryptocurrency than you're willing to potentially lose, since there's no guarantee of earning a profit. If you're in search of a less speculative investment, you have plenty of tried and true options. Buying an S&P 500 index fund regularly, then holding on through thick and thin, has built the fortunes of many American millionaires, Royal says. Some people win the lottery, but wealth is built over time, and it's attainable for those who can be disciplined investors, he adds. This article go on? Nope, it's done. All right, so this is it here. Next gen investing, only about 30% of millennials are comfortable, and about 50% in 2021. The shine has come off these coins from CNBC Make It. That was in the crypto sector, so we're transitioning over from blockchain tech into some cryptocurrency news there. And let's see, we've got another piece of cryptocurrency news here. So focus on blockchain news. Now we're focusing on cryptocurrency news that's built on blockchain or blockchain as the cryptocurrency. The cryptocurrency is a blockchain, or a cryptocurrency is built onto a blockchain. Billionaire, that was that last article. That was the last section, and now we're doing cryptocurrency news, and then we're going to be doing some NFT news, right? And we're going to do a piece of tech news and finance news to close out the stream for the day. Billionaire Stan Druckenmiller discusses cryptocurrency having a big role in Renaissance. People aren't going to trust central banks. This is from Bitcoin.com news from writer Kevin Helms. Renowned billionaire hedge fund manager Stanley Druckenmiller says he could see cryptocurrency having a big role in a renaissance because people just aren't going to trust the central banks. He added that he will be stunned if the U.S. isn't in a recession next year. Stanley Druckenmiller, people aren't just going to trust central banks. Billionaire investor Stanley Druckenmiller, all right, I'm trying. Discussed the U.S. economy and cryptocurrency in an interview at the CNBC Delivering Alpha conference Wednesday. Druckenmiller is the chairman and CEO of DeQuestion Duquesne Family Office LLC. He was previously a managing director at Soros Fund Management, where he had overall responsibility for funds with a peak asset value of $22 billion. According to Forbes' list of billionaires, his personal net worth is currently $6.4 billion. Referencing the news of the Bank of England buying 65 billion pounds of UK bonds, he said, if things get really bad and other central banks take similar actions in the next 2 to 3 years, I could see cryptocurrency having a big role in a renaissance because people just aren't going to trust the central banks. However, he revealed that he does not own any Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies, adding, it's tough for me to own anything like that when the central bank's tightening. Focusing on the U.S. economy, Druckenmiller stressed that Federal Reserve was taking unbelievable risks, he emphasized. We're taking this massive gamble where you threaten 40 years of credibility with inflation, and you're blowing up the wildest raging asset doubling bubble I've ever seen, asserting the Fed was wrong. They made a big mistake. If you remember, the Fed did $2 trillion in QE after vaccine confirmation, the billionaire explained. At the same time, their partner in crime, the administration, was doing more fiscal stimulus, again post-vaccine, after it was clear emergency measures weren't needed. Than we did in the entire great financial crisis. Druckenmiller continued, if you look at what the Fed did, the radical gamble they took to get inflation up 30 basis points from 1.7 to 2, it's to me sort of a risk-reward bet, and they lost. He elaborated, and who really lost? Poor people in the United States, ravaged by inflation, the middle class, and my guess is the U.S. economy for years to come because of the extent of the asset bubble and time and duration breadth it went on. Regarding whether there will be a recession in the U.S., Druckenmiller shared, let me just say this. I will be stunned if we don't have a recession in 2023. Don't know the timing, but certainly by the end of 2023. In a subsequent interview with Bloomberg Wednesday, the Duquesne Family Office CEO reiterated that Federal Reserve policymakers have put themselves in the country and, most importantly, the people of the country in a terrible position. He warned that inflation is a killer, noting that to maximize employment over the long term, you need to have stable prices. All right. That's it there. Billionaire Stan Druckenmiller discusses cryptocurrency having a big role in a renaissance. People aren't going to trust central banks. Go on to the next piece of news here. So this is also in basically cryptocurrency. NFT. We're going to shift over to NFT. This is from Cointelegraph writer Jesse Coughlin. Nifty news. Enter the afterlife in style. Solana NFT game demo hits Epic Store and more. So if you've heard, a lot of Epic Game Store is onboarding cryptocurrency games such as Gala Grit and Blinkos. Yeah, and now they're going into a Solana game. Afterlife? Oh, wait, no. I'll have to read the name of the game. 300 holders of the Spartan NFT will be able to spread their ashes at a 35-foot memorial to Spartan soldiers to be built in Greece. The company behind the Spartan Race, so the Spartan Race, it seems like that's the game, has released a non-fungible token NFT collection which will immortalize the names of the initial holders in stone, with plans to build a 35-foot statue in ancient Sparta encircled with 15,000 name engraved stones. Spartan founder and CEO Joe DeSena plans to bury his ashes under his stone at the site dubbed the Spartan 300 Memorial, which will pay homage to the ancient battle of Thermopylae, in which 300 Spartans were said to have fought and were killed. Of the 15,000, believe it when I see it, okay? Of the 15,000 NFTs, 300 will be super rare, with holders of NFT type given the option of spreading their ashes over the memorial after their death, which could see it become one of the first NFT collections to grant someone a final resting place. Owners can sell their NFT on markets such as OpenSea, but it's unclear if this burial perk is transferred to the new owner. Passes will sell for $3,000 and also permit holders up to 9 years of unlimited access to all Spartan brand events, including its 70-hour-long death race and its Tough Mudder. Okay. I get what's going on here. Tough Mudder obstacle race, as well as with exclusive merch drops. NFT holders will be also granted access to an exclusive yearly event in which they can train with pro athletes along with testing the fitness brand's products and obstacles. Star Atlas launches demo on Epic Game Store. Solana-based NFT game Star Atlas launched its first playable pre-alpha on September 29th through the Epic Game Store for owners of its NFTs, allowing them to view in-game vehicles they purchase with the game's environment. Star Atlas is an open-world space exploration strategy game set in year 2620, in which players can buy and sell NFTs represented of vehicles such as spaceships. Players also mine for resources and sell on the in-game marketplace and join political factions. The showroom pre-alpha game alpha demo is powered by the Unreal Engine 5, a 3D creation tool released in April by Epic Games and is used in its flagship game Fortnite. The Star Atlas developers have also launched an open source tool, the Foundation Software Development Kit, F-Kit, which allows Unreal Engine 5 developers to more easily integrate their titles into the Solana blockchain. Build-A-Bear enters Web3. Stuffed animal retailer Build-A-Bear Workshop is entering Web3, partnering with NFT marketplace Suite to launch its first NFT collection in celebration of its 25 years. All right, so I just kind of wanted to talk about some of those little gaming aspects after the main news here of nifty news entering the afterlife in style, Solana NFT game demo hits Epic Store, and more. All right, that's pretty cool. Very interesting to say the least. But again, I'll believe it when I see it on that Sparta Memorial thing. But this next piece of news, we're gonna roll out another piece of NFT news here. All Facebook and Instagram users in the US can now show off their NFTs. This is from writer Mariella Moon for Yahoo Finance. Meta is done rolling out its support for non-fungible tokens or NFTs in the US. The company first started giving select creators in the country the option to display their tokens on Facebook and Instagram earlier this year, but now everyone in the US can display their collections on both platforms, whether they're NFTs created or are selling or something they've purchased from creators. Those who have both social media apps can also cross-post their digital collectibles from either app, so they don't have to share them twice. And additionally, the ability to post NFT collections on Instagram is now live for users in 100 countries. The social network first announced that it was going to expand this feature, available back in August. So, excuse me, I have to drink a sip of water. It's actually a sip of tea, but water with tea in it. Back in August, to countries in Africa, Asia Pacific, and the Middle East and the Americas. This probably doesn't sound like good news for people who aren't fond of NFTs or are concerned about their environmental impact, but it looks like Meta is set on making them part of its platform in its journey towards creating the metaverse it envisions. To be able to display their collection, a user must have a supported digital wallet, which includes Rainbow, Trust Wallet, DApp, Coinbase Wallet, and MetaMask installed on their device. They then have to link their wallet to either or both apps by going to the Digital Collectibles tab. In their app settings, once they've linked their wallets, they'll be able to view their collectibles through Facebook or Instagram app and share their NFTs to their feed. So that's that there. All Facebook and Instagram users in the US can now show off their NFTs. I mean, I could just take the screenshot, but I think it's just validating that I actually own the thing interconnected to my profile, right? That's from BBC. Let's see if the BBC lets me read the article today here. It's going to cut me off. All right, BBC News. This is from writer Tom Gherkin. So we're going to go into tech news. We're going to shift out from cryptocurrency, blockchain, and NFTs. We're going to go into some general technology, and we're going to go into finance news to close out the stream for the day. UN elects first female tech agency Secretary General from writer Tom Gherkin for BBC News. So Doreen Bogdan Martin has become the first woman to be elected as Secretary General of the International Telecommunications Union, ITU. The ITU is the main technology agency within the UN. Originally founded in 1865 to manage the first international telegraph networks, the ITU now has an important role in facilitating the use of radio, satellite, and the internet. Ms. Bogdan Martin beat her Russian rival Rashid Ismailov by 139 votes to 25. The American will succeed Hulin Zhao, who has been in the role since 2014, when her term begins on January 1st, 2023. For the strong and stable foundation, she will be taking the reins of the oldest UN agency, which is responsible for many facets of international communications. These include assigning satellite orbits globally, co-coordinating technical standards, and improving infrastructure in the developing world. There has been concerns ahead of the election because Ms. Bogdan-Martin's opponent had previously called for international regulation of the internet. Whether it's today's children or our children's children, we need to provide them with a strong and stable foundation for growth, Ms. Bogdan-Martin said following her win. The world is facing significant challenges, escalating conflicts, a climate crisis, food security, gender inequalities, and 2.7 billion people with no access to the internet. She said she believes the ITU has an opportunity to help many of these issues. So she's got the tweet here. Immensely proud of the first woman ever elected to the post of ITU Secretary General. We finally smashed 157 YU glass ceiling, and I hope this result inspires women and girls everywhere to dream big and make those dreams become a reality. And I agree. Go for it. Don't stop. Succeed. Who is Ms. Bogdan-Martin? In a previous role as director of the ITU's Telecommunication Development Bureau, Ms. Bogdan-Martin's remit include job creation, digital skills development, diversity, and gender equality. Her candidacy for the top job was endorsed by U.S. President Joe Biden, who said she has the integrity, experience, and vision necessary to transform the digital landscape. She understands the importance of connecting every school to the internet and making sure every student can access the virtual learning, providing women and girls the digital tools they need to succeed, and extending the benefits of online health and educational resources, he said in a statement. So you can read that statement. I'll have these articles in the recap on the YouTube side. You can read at your own leisures and research more and follow up with further articles like that. All right, so we're going to go into these last two pieces of news here. We have two pieces of finance news. We're going to go ahead and close out the stream for the day. So in the finance industry overall, we got Yahoo Finance here. What should investors focus on after a rocky quarter? It's all about earnings. In the morning brief, this is from writer Julie Hyman, the anchor for Yahoo Finance. This article first appeared in the morning brief. Get the morning brief sent directly to your inbox every morning or Friday by 6:30 a.m. ET Eastern Time through Yahoo Finance if you want to jump in on that. Again, I'll have these articles in the recap on YouTube if you're interested in that. So in the end of the third quarter, it's the end of the third quarter, and it's been a bumpy ride for investors. After a 2-month 17% rally for the S&P 500, the index headed downslope, wiping out its June lows this week. The benchmark stats are sobering. It has fallen for 3 consecutive quarters for a total drop this year of nearly 24%. It's been tough to find equity winners, while consumer discretionary and energy shares rose during the quarter, both plummeted from recent highs. Only 1/3 of the S&P 500 individual components are set to finish the third quarter in the green. The quarter taught tough lessons to investors about their ability to predict the future. We talked to market pros about their third quarter takeaways and came away with nuggets of investing wisdom that are particularly pertinent in this uncertain environment of markets. In short, stay nimble. Don't try to call the bottom, and get ready for a doozy of an earnings season. Don't be a hero. Keith Lerner, Truist Securities co-chief investment officer and chief market strategist, told Yahoo Finance Live the moves have been violent. What we discussed in June and also in August is to try to get a bit more tactical. You're going to get every call right. You're not going to get every call right, and it's not always going to work out. Many strategists have scrambled to cut year-end forecasts in light of worsening fundamentals tied to persistent inflation, rising interest rates, and slowing growth. Goldman Sachs recently slashed its year-end target for the S&P 500 to 3,600 from 4,300. While it's tough to predict what the rest of 2022 will bring, analysts seem to be acknowledging that it's going to be worse than initially expected. However, it's unclear how much worse it's going to be. BlackRock said that earlier this week that investors should avoid U.S. stocks. For how long? There's no easy answer to that question, says Russ Kosterich, managing director at the firm and a member of its global allocation team that made the call. There is no way to tell you the bottom is at a particular number, he said. As we've seen over the last week, whether we're talking about the Italian election, the budget dispute in the United Kingdom, attacks on energy infrastructure, there is a lot of hard to quantify factors out there, all of which are being compounded by the fact that liquidity is poor, financial conditions are tightening. The focus will be on earnings. Now the Fed has clarified its intentions to keep raising rates, and given that the next policymakers meeting isn't until November 2nd, these pros have their insights firmly fixed on earnings. Analysts predict that the S&P 500's earnings growth rate for the third quarter will be just 3.2%. If that is in fact the reality, that would be the lowest growth rate since Q3 in 2020. Facts set point pointed out, as of last Friday, 64 S&P 500 companies had issued negative earnings guidance for the third quarter, while just 41% issued positive guidance. Now, I think it's not about inflation and central banks, it's about earnings, said Luca Paolini, chief strategist at Pictet Asset Management. The focus will be on earnings because we're going from a moderation shock with a higher interest rates to a growth shock. This is where we feel more worried, and next earnings season is going to be really critical. It's been a steady refrain from strategists we speak to on Yahoo Finance Live. Earnings estimates need to come down further, and that process likely means more volatility next quarter. Investors might have to look much further, into the future for relief, as Lerner said. After a 20% slump in the markets historically on a 3-year lookout period, markets actually tend to rebound pretty strongly. Check back with us in 2025. Yeah, I've kind of said, we're going to be riding flat here for some years to come. And I'm specifically noting against, not noting against, but just noting a Bitcoin. So that's this right here. What should investors focus on after a rocky quarter? It's all about earnings in the morning brief with Yahoo Finance. This last piece of news I have as well is from Yahoo Finance in the finance sector. And this is about Nike. So Nike stock plunges earnings because of its inventory. Nike stock plunges as investors trip over all that inventory. Brian Selzy, writer and anchor editor at large for Yahoo Finance. Nike stock plunged around 10% in pre-market trading on Friday following the sneakers giant's latest earnings. The company's ticker page was the most active on the Yahoo Finance platform, where the company reaffirmed its full fiscal sales outlook, excluding the impact of the strong dollar. Nike's quarter-end outlook was littered with red flags. The company's earnings also isn't winning fans on Wall Street for its more downbeat than expected tone. So there's some charting right here on the Nike stock, NKE stock. Here's a rundown of what you need to know on Nike's quarter. So Nike's earning overview. Now, net sales were $12.69 billion versus $12.31 billion estimate. Gross profit margin, 44.3% versus 45.4% estimate. And the earnings, 0.93 cents versus 0.92 estimate. The inventory plus 44% to $9.66 billion versus $6.91 billion estimate. Why Nike stock is falling according to Yahoo Finance. Gross profit margins dropped significantly and missed analyst estimates as markdowns piled up. Inventory ballooned 44% this year. 44% year over year as the economy continues to slow. China sales missed analyst estimates. Nike cut its full fiscal year gross profit margin guidance. Strong dollar is taking a big bite out of overall sales. And what Wall Street is saying. BMO Capital Markets Managing Director Simeon Siegel rating outperform reiterated. Price target $110 down from $128. In what's becoming a painful cycle, Nike again beat revenue EPS, but missed margins and guided down. NA sales beat, but on heavily comprised margins with ongoing declines ahead, which begs the question, why force revenues if they drive earnings before interest, taxes, EBIT declines, sell less, charge more, make more. And importantly, although direct-to-consumer DTC grew, both gross margin and EBIT rates in dollars declined again, furthering our fears and displaced DTC expectations. Although we still see its scale as long-term competitive advantage for today, Nike looks increasingly like other over-inventoried promo-chasing retailers. Jefferies Manager Director Brandel Koenig take rating buy reiterated. Price target $115 down from $130. While some near-term pain ahead, long-term remains attractive. Nike is one of the best-known brands out there, and its distributed model is moving swiftly towards DTC. Despite inflationary pressures impacting all companies, we believe Nike remains well-positioned. Therefore, we believe shares are attractive as the stock currently trades at negative, down 22 or trades at 22x. Is that negative 22x? FY to PE below the company's 5-year average of negative 29x. That's what that means, right? Some of that is subjective on opinion from data research. Nike stock plunges as investors trip over all that inventory. This from writer Brian Salzy again. So that's all I have for this stream for today for news and reading and all that cool jazz, right? If you are on the YouTube side, please do. Which hand am I using? I think I've run out of like oxygen talking at this point in my brain. Subscribe, turn on the bell notifications to blockchain, tech, and finance news right here on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. And again, this is every day, 7:30 a.m. EDT time, and Saturdays at 11:30 a.m. EDT time. If you want to check out my NFT art, KINSAMURAI, you can check it out on OpenSea and Foundation. Follow me on TikTok, KinToshi GG. Follow on Instagram, KinToshi GG, and follow on Twitch, KinToshi GG. And also in the chats, if you want to see your chats here, you can see them right over there. So give your comments, give your feedbacks, give your questions, and or what you'd like to see featured here on the news, daily, day to day, etc., and you'll be featured on the stream. Feedbacks. Also, all of these articles are in the recap on the YouTube side, so you can check them at your own due diligence. And otherwise, I'll see you here back tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. EDT time. I don't stream this on Sundays. It's a day of rest. Those all go out with family, friends, IRL. Take care of self at the very least. Blockchain, tech, and finance news. Let's go. Subscribe to smash the subscribe button. Cheers, ciao. Peace be with you. Have a great and safe day.